Right, so straight to video Samuel L. Jackson film again. I liked it. I can't believe I'm saying this after how terrible Meeting Evil was and Fury. This is actually quite good, and I love to say it's quite good. I wanted to give this a good review because I didn't want to sit for another straight to video Samuel L. Jackson film and sort of think he was ruining his part of his career because it's just stupid to do such a thing. I like this movie. I think there's a real good sense of like intense and sort of confrontations and all that going on, and the music's great. The music really adds to the tenseness of the film, and that keeps going. Quite a lot. We get quite a lot of like tense music, and it works great. And I love that. Dominic Cooper, I can't believe I'm saying this either. Fantastic in his role. I'm not saying I didn't like Dominic Cooper before, but doing the American accent after being a Brit, you have reservations. But no, brilliant, really good. And Samuel L. Jackson is good. It's that thing of he's such a great actor that it's just I felt like it's just going to be another one of those things where it's just like, oh, why am I watching this? But that didn't happen, so that's great. But the other thing I would say is you can kind of tell where the movie's going. It's slightly a bit predictable, but I don't see that as a flaw because I see a lot of movies, like a lot of movies every week, and I will go, well, kind of predictable, but that's because I've seen so many movies. But I don't see that as a criticism. I just see that as a little thing of, oh well, it's a little bit predictable, but I still liked it. Um, and the thing is that obviously this is sort of like a crime investigation caper, and they do that well, and they keep the interest going, and all that, and I think the cast are great. The rest of the cast, I think it does its job well. I think surprisingly, it takes up something and doesn't make it, hateful, which is good because there's so many things wrong with Meeting Evil and Fury, and it just bored me to death. And they were not good Samuel L. Jackson films at all. And this has gone straight to video. Like I say, I think it's better than the credit it should have. The thing of, oh, it's a straight to video thing. Samuel L. Jackson, People might think, oh, it's going to be a crappy movie, a bit like I did, but it's actually better than that, and I think that's great. I don't think it should be put to the side as, oh, straight to video, Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, I'm not saying Samuel L. Jackson isn't very good, but he can sort of do things for some reason which make no sense. Like Snakes on a Plane was probably the most average film I've seen in my entire life. And at the end of it, you're just like, really? Really? And it's just, oh, wasn't that great? Anyway, so moving on. I think the movie's fun. I think it's entertaining. I think they use the editing and all that very well. I think the editing's done in the way that you kind of know where it's going in a way, but it's used well, like I say, and I think the movie works well for the kind of movie you expect it to be, and that sort of crime caper kind of thing. And I enjoyed the movie. I mean, I have to say, I think it's a good hour and 20 minutes. It's quite short, but I guess with these straight to video things, a bit like Revenge for Jolly and obviously Violet and Daisy, which was pretty much straight to video as well. Affair, but that was a good movie, and Revenge for Jolly, yeah, quite good. But I'd actually rate this higher than Revenge for Jolly. I think Violet and Daisy is better, but I'd say this is second place. I enjoyed this movie, and I think it is quite serious, and I like that because obviously Revenge for Jolly, it was kind of two things, but I still like that. But obviously some places went a little bit crazy, but I still enjoyed it. But so yeah, I think it's got a great serious tone to it, and you get this feeling of Dominic Cooper. It's a Dominic Cooper movie. I mean, let's be frank right now. And what's also interesting about it is Samuel L. Jackson is in it, but he's not the main focus of the movie. So that's kind of different because obviously with the other ones he was the main focus, and they just kind of fell apart. I'm not saying Samuel L. Jackson's starting for things to fall apart, but maybe it's because they've taken the attention away from Samuel L. Jackson and they put it on to Dominic Cooper for the movie because he's effectively pretty much in every frame of the whole movie. And maybe they decided to go in that direction opposed to just destroying it with another stupid Samuel L. Jackson straight to video movie. Because I think maybe that was the problem before, that we all know he's Samuel L. Jackson and we all love him and he's great, but then when you have a whole role for him and then try and make a movie around it, then it kind of falls apart for some reason, like Meeting Evil and those things. But it doesn't happen this time, which is good because I can't stand to see those advertisements, and then you read the reviews and you're like, oh no, no, but that hasn't happened, so that's good. So all is well in that sort of world, straight to video. you know, I think there have been worse things that have been straight to video, like Detention, worst film ever made. But let us not go back there because that was quite painful. Because Josh Hutcherson, what were you doing? No, I won't go there. But yes, it's an entertainment movie for what it is. I think people are going to be surprised if it's not terrible, and that's good. And I enjoyed myself, which is what you're supposed to do.